cash coding, which we'll touch on because it can be time consuming, but it's very rarely used, isn't it? But it can be very good for somebody that's been a little bit naughty and hasn't been keeping up to date with their reconciling.
Yep. So to get to cash coding, you click on the reconcile button that I just clicked on before, and this little tab up here. This is an absolute godsend if you are new to Xero and you've got a whole heap of transactions to reconcile. And we've had this before with clients where you import bank statements and there can be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of individual transactions. This allows you via cash coding to code transactions in bulk by grouping and sorting and filtering based on common things. So one thing you can do is click on these blue links here and it'll group them. So these are all like hyperlinks to be able to sort things, and we can go, that's already coded there, so it's great. So we know that that's parking, so we can click that, come down here, hold shift, and then click that, and it selects them all. Come over here, parking, that'll go to travel, wouldn't it, Luke?
Definitely.
And GST, because that looks like it's something in New Zealand. If we leave those ticked and click save and reconciled, it'll just do those ones. If we do uncheck all, it'll change to save and reconcile all, and it'll get rid of those ones plus those ones.
Very
food for thought.
Yeah, very efficient there. And I think when people see that, they usually say, oh, how do I do that? So hopefully someone watching will pick that up and run with it when they've got to be doing bulk coding. And
if it's just one thing, $4,500 smart agency, that sounds like it'll be an accounting firm. So you can just individually code things like that. Customers have made deposits. If there's a document, so in other words, you've got an invoice in your system. So in other words, an accounts payable invoice or an accounts receivable invoice, you need to do it the manual way to match the payment up to the invoice rather than cash coding it. So this is where you don't need to be applying your bank transactions to something in accounts receivable or accounts payable.
Yeah, like the name suggests, it's purely cash coding, right? So you're coding expenses that are just straight cash.
That's the one.
Your coffees and maybe a beer down there in the viaduct or whatever that you've got to do the last 6 months of them, but not invoices that you've actually got a document for.